1966, we call this the iconoclastic fury. All those people were so mad with the Catholic Church, they stormed all the churches and they tore down the idol and the saints, and we cleared the churches, so to say. So let's say the first 10 years, the Catholics didn't have much to say here in this country. But then, because of we did not have a religious hierarchy, and then trade was more important. And then, of course, Catholics were allowed to have the service, and much later, only in the 1800s, could they build their own churches again. But basically, the new alliance of these 7 provinces, they were welcoming all kinds of people, because it was a free, open country. So all people with religious problems in England, in France, the French Huguenots, the English, I mean, those Pilgrim Fathers, you know, they came to the Republic of the Lowlands here, because nobody would bother them here. So the Republic became a place where all kinds of people from the world with problems or with talents or with money came together. So this was like the soup, how do you say, the soup, the melting pot, which was the base for this amazing success following the independence of the Dutch. I'm going to tell you much more about that, how we succeeded in doing this, but I'm just telling you that it's kind of a miracle that this fragile alliance of these 7 regions had to fight off, to manage themselves without a hierarchy of a church or a nobility. It's a miracle how they survived and fought off. That's why they survived, yeah. But you have to organize yourself, you know, because if the city of Amsterdam is fighting Rotterdam, or you know, then you had a civil war, and then there's no country. So you have to kind of work together, and this is what happened. We made an amazing consensus. The 7 regions, they called them the Republic of the 7 Provinces. That was the first Netherlands, so to say, yeah. And later on, this republic gained more territory, and new provinces joined. So now, in the end, we ended up with, let's say, 11 provinces, because our 12th province, how did we get that? Did we start a war? Or did we claim it from other? No, we reclaimed it from the sea. We created our 12th province. It's called Flevoland, and we reclaimed it in the 1930s, really late, out of the former Zuiderzee. The Zuiderzee is a big inland sea. It was connected to the North Sea. We closed it off from the north. We diked it, 19 miles long dike. We call it the enclosing dike, and we just closed off this whole inland sea. One of the rivers, or one of the branches of the River Rhine, always flowed into the Zuiderzee. But now that we closed it off, the fresh water was feeding more and more, and it became brackish. And then in the years after that, it became freshwater. So we created a freshwater, quiet, calm freshwater lake out of a sea. Yeah? It's like closing off the Chesapeake Bay, yeah. And then the rivers that feed the Chesapeake Bay throughout the course of the year make the whole sea a lake, and that's what we did. And from this lake, we had a calm lake, no more floodings, no more tides, no more terrible floods. Then we started designating a ring dike, so to say. We just threw in basaltic blocks, big stones, until the stones came out of the water. We created a circular dike, and then we started pumping out the water within that circle. And then you ended up with a big bowl, like if you can, like a big empty bowl below sea level, because it's the bottom of the lake. And then you fill it in with sand, you throw in some minerals and some seeds, and then you have a new land. This is what we did. I will show you later on the map. But this is so Holland or the Netherlands is so small that we actually needed more land for expansion. A lot of people moved from Amsterdam. Yeah, that's also a very interesting story. How we